Italian restaurant chain files for bankruptcy again, citing inflation and rising interest rates. Brio Restaurants LLC, the parent company behind Bravo Italian Kitchen and Brio Italian Grille, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection for the second time in just 5 years, underscoring the mounting challenges facing legacy dining brands in today's economy. The company submitted its filing on August 18 in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Middle District of Florida, outlining a restructuring plan aimed at reducing debt, cutting operating costs, closing unprofitable locations, and ultimately attracting new investment. This move comes as the restaurant industry grapples with high inflation, increased labor and food costs, and the burden of soaring interest rates. Closures in current operations. Before entering bankruptcy, Brio shuttered 7 restaurants. The group now operates 48 restaurants nationwide, employing roughly 4,000 workers under the Bravo and Brio banners. According to the filing, 47 of those restaurants are leased, making occupancy costs a significant challenge as rents rise alongside broader inflationary pressures. The filing described the company's situation as acute financial distress, noting that while the worst effects of the COVID-19 pandemic have eased, the recovery never fully materialized for the casual dining sector. Industry-wide struggles. The company pointed to rampant inflation and a sharp doubling of interest rates as the twin pressures squeezing both customers and operators. Rising costs of goods, labor, and leases have eroded margins, while higher interest rates have made it more expensive for heavily indebted chains to refinance or service existing loans. The casual dining sector has been hit especially hard, Brio said in its court statement, stressing that legacy chains rely on thin margins and discretionary consumer spending, both of which have been severely affected in the current economy. Consumers have been eating out less frequently due to higher grocery bills, rent, and overall inflation. Brio also highlighted the broader trend of industry bankruptcies, naming Red Lobster, Tijuana Flats, Fridays, and Hooters as other well-known brands forced into Chapter 11 in recent years. The bigger picture. Industry experts argue that the struggles were set in motion years earlier. Bankruptcy attorney Daniel Gielczynski, who has tracked the decline of major restaurant brands, noted that the COVID-19 pandemic served as the initial shock. Restaurants were forced to keep up with fixed expenses such as payroll, insurance, and rent, even as customer traffic plummeted. Many turned to government relief and loans to survive, but those loans later added to the crushing debt load. When pandemic restrictions eased, many operators anticipated that consumer spending would quickly return to pre-2020 levels. But Gielczynski explained that the rebound never came in full force. Changing consumer habits, coupled with inflation and debt obligations, left many chains unable to recover. Top-line revenue never rebounded, Gielczynski said. Customers never came back in full force, and operators were left with mountains of debt. What's next for Brio? As part of the restructuring, Brio will focus on streamlining operations and shedding underperforming leases. While the company has not yet disclosed how many additional restaurants may close, analysts expect further downsizing before stability can be achieved. The company hopes that bankruptcy protection will allow it to emerge leaner and more competitive in the crowded dining sector. Still, given the number of high-profile restaurant bankruptcies in recent years, many industry watchers caution that Brio's survival depends heavily on securing investor support and regaining customer loyalty at a time when households remain under financial strain. For now, the fate of Bravo Italian Kitchen and Brio Italian Grille remains uncertain. Their future could mirror other chains that successfully restructured and rebounded, or those that ultimately shuttered after years of financial struggle. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.